Good afternoon, everyone. We'll just wait for a few more seconds as everyone's coming in this informative, interactive webinar that we have set for you. Also, there's a lot of familiar faces coming in for today's webinar. So this is a good opportunity for you to introduce yourself, what type of business you have, where are you in your planning stages of your business, so that we'll be able to provide some ideas in that will be relevant for your business. Also, this is a recorded webinar, so in case if you have to step out, answer a phone call, don't worry. All participants will be receiving today's presentation along with the recording from our YouTube channel. So definitely encourage you to like and subscribe. Also, throughout today's presentation, if you have any particular questions, strongly encourage you to put it in the Q&A so that I'll be more than happy to connect you with the appropriate connections, but also respond to the respective question that Gabriel, Ian, Azra, and Kelly will be able to respond to. So I want to go ahead and get started in regards of today's presentation of planning for a healthy business. My name is Jesus Padilla. I am the Assistant Director here at the Florida SBDC at FIU. Also, I have my colleague, Gabriel Prosper. He is one of our business consultants in the startup realm. Gabriel, if you want to introduce yourself, your experience, and what type of tidbits you'll be able to provide to some of your clients.
Hi, everybody. My name is Gabriel Prosper. I'm one of the BizGap consultant. I have more than 20 years experience as a sales and business consultant, and I have a lot of clients on the Navigator program and BizGap. And so far, I have a lot of people getting their dream come true.
Perfect. Thank you. So a brief description of who we are, what type of businesses that we work with, a bit of our profile. We are the 2023 National SBDC of the Year. Here's a picture of some of our business consultants as we were receiving the award from the SBA. The Florida Small Business Development Center at FIU is a no-cost business consulting and resource partner from the SBA that assists businesses that are physically located here in Miami-Dade, Monroe County. Since 2014, we have been able to work with close to 8,000 small businesses and have consulted over 120,000 hours of consulting. What is BizGap is an initiative that the Florida SBDC FIU has run since 2016. It provides the hyperlocal consulting, training, and outreach to small businesses in targeted communities and commercial corridors. It provides an additional tool in the toolbox for communities and business owners to better assist their businesses with startup assistance and business growth. Some of the outcomes from the partnerships with multiple communities here in Miami-Dade County, we canvassed over 300 businesses by going door to door, speaking to them how we can provide assistance and resources for them to accomplish their goals. And over 300 businesses have received consulting or training from the BizGap project. Once again, here are some pictures of some of our past projects. On the top left-hand corner, it was through the downtown corridor, or in the commercial corridor in Flagler, as we were canvassing, providing marketing workshops, along with the on the right-hand corner on the City of North Miami Beach project as well. So it gives like a bit of a taste of all the different areas that we have worked with under this exciting project, which is BizGap. This year's BizGap project, it is for Congressional District 27, which is funded through a grant from the U.S. Small Business Administration. And the district covers the city of Miami, Key Biscayne, Coral Gables, runs through Kendall down to Cutler Bay. And there's over 86,000 business establishments from the 2019 census estimates. The overall objectives that we want to provide to the entrepreneurs is that one-on-one business consulting, the training, the outreach, the door-to-door canvassing, along with the data mapping and surveys of small businesses located in District 27. Our goal is to work with over 1,000 businesses from January to December of this year. That includes consulting and trainings. So that's a brief description of the BizGap project. But then at the same time, any way that we can assist you, don't hesitate. We're a phone call, an email, and even a workshop away on how we can tailor and address your business needs as well. So I want to thank you for attending today's webinar, which is business planning for a healthy business. Once again, my name is Jesus Padilla, along with my colleague Gabriel Prosper, and we'll be having conversations and providing some additional tips, ideas that could definitely enhance your business goals. To get started, running a business, thinking how to become an entrepreneur, it is just like if you're running a marathon. You have to plan ahead, make sure that one, you have the time, also the priorities to make sure that you're able to fully execute what you want to accomplish. So once again, business ownership is like a marathon. Planning is like the set of activities that helps you to ensure that you and your business stay healthy for long term. And in this example, it is just like healthy people trying to lose weight or run a marathon that I want to plan to run 50 miles per week. So by having that discipline, the planning, and also executing your goals, it is how you're able to be sustainable and being healthy in the long term of accomplishing those goals that you have set forth. Some of the learning objectives I will be discussing, it is the evolving planning process to make those key decisions, how to convert those vague ideas or business ideas into a resource plan, what you need to do to fully execute them. How about the most importantly, the personal credit score and that healthy relationship with the lenders when it's time to seek potential funding. The development of a business plan to motivate the stakeholders, understand and support your business ideas. Just before I proceed with the next point and the next slides, how in the chat you could put how if one has a business plan already, are you developing a business plan? Where are you in the business planning stage? And if you have already created one, how has that been that experience? Has it been stressful, overwhelming, easy? I just want to get a feel from your experience. Gotcha. Okay, you have a template. Okay, I have a business, but it's been stressful. Yep. Okay. And that's the one thing that we want to alleviate. We don't want you to be stressed, overwhelmed, discouraged. We're here to guide you with the process. So let stress be outside, but working with us, working with Gabriel, we'll be able to guide you and give you that roadmap, so you can have an executed business plan, marketing plan, and a business operations and strategies. And then, last but not least, by having developed a business plan, you're able to create those action day-to-day plans for running your small business. What you need, what you don't need, to get the ball rolling on that front. Perfect. I love it. I love it, Renee. Yep. So this is where you have to start planning to plan. Successful business owners, they plan all the time. You start to pivot. You start to learn what the market is dictating from your clients, also what the industry is also telling you. So business plans who plan and measure their progress against specific plans tend to be more successful than those who wing it. As your business changes and grows, your plans need to change as well. Even the best plans become outdated. Another example, just like I was in 2019, businesses were planning to grow the next phase of their business in 2020, 22, and 24 onward. But what happened in 2020? The pandemic happened, the market shifted, the clients no longer were there, the supply chain. So how you're able to fully plan for the worst case scenario and how to mitigate and pivot to the existing marketplaces to obtain the necessary clients, so you can be sustainable. So some of the analogies I'll be presenting is like the four walls of a house. So these are the four walls of the planning model of the house, how to have a fully executed business operations. It's the back of the napkin plan, the resource plan, the business plan, and the action plan. So this is the four-step planning model that will be going a little bit more in depth. But no two businesses are the same, no two industries are the same, even no two client businesses are in the same planning models. So, for example, Gabriel, with you, like you might be already in the action plan because you have fully, 20 years of experience as consulting. I only have 9 years, so I could be in step two. So it all varies where everyone is in the stages, but it's definitely helpful as what to expect on the next phase of the business.
Exactly.
So this four-step planning model is a great way to figure out what you have accomplished and what you need to do next. No matter where you're in the planning phase, this is where you need to be. Some of you might be in the early stages, while others are at the business or the action plan stage. So this gives you that roadmap as to the what's next conversation. And this is in anything, like in terms of with you, Gabriel, from your experience working with your clients, you help them to incorporate the business. And I know that one of the key questions you ask them is what's next? What do you need? Is a marketing plan, capital, government contracting certifications. What other areas of the what's next conversation you provide with your clients?
Well, every client will come to you with a different vision, a different perspective. Some people will come to you without any knowledge of business or whatsoever. Some probably might be their second business, their third business, and everything. So my point, my what next is to always look at for the client to define the vision, define the goal. So you need to tell me exactly what do you need. From there, we will work a plan and for you, and we will create a roadmap for you to follow. So it's all about we call a SMART. A SMART goal is a specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goal. So you give yourself, first of all, you have to be specific about your vision and how you're gonna measure it. How do you think you're gonna achieve it? And is the idea is relevant? And how long it's gonna take you to get your idea into a real business? That's like my most of the time what my first focus when I have a meeting with a client, we focus on the client define their vision and their goal.
Thank you, Gabriel. And I know that we'll be talking a little bit more of the SMART goals later on. So definitely one of the buzzwords is the SMART goals.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in the back of the napkin plan, it could be, just a regular conversation that you and I are having, as, hey, this could actually be a good business idea. Or I have a business idea, but how am I able to execute it? Let me just jot down like an outline of what works, what doesn't work, and see how you'll be able to connect the dots. Just look at Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling created Harry Potter on a piece of napkin.
Yeah.
So
And one thing to,
yeah,
excuse me, Jesus, because the back of the napkin plan is like it doesn't have to be anything specific. You can be driving and you take a note. You can be doing anything. You have a note. Some people, I even have a client that has a peg book. Whenever she has a new idea, she put it on that peg book. So it doesn't have to be anything specific. Anything that you think that's gonna help you out with your business, you put it down.
yeah. Yeah, and it might be a list of, in the back of envelopes, table napkins, scraps of paper, even like a small notebook. But the trick is to get all your ideas down on paper so you can organize them and see if there's a common denominator. And then see, what are areas are urgent um towards finding potential customers, stakeholders, and the financial support to convert those ideas that you have in your head into those business realities. Here's some key questions you should always have to consider and always be mindful in this step is what benefits monetary or non-monetary do you want to get from your business? Have you identified a real business opportunity in which you can capitalize on? What would it cost to acquire the assets that you need to get your business started? Could it be equipment? It could be inventory. What type of assets? But then how much capital will you need to borrow? Are you going to be using some of your funds? But sometimes, how's your credit? Is it low? Is it good? How is it? Um, this is where we have colleagues that can assist you to improve your credit score. And also, what can you do to improve it? It could be improving your cash flow. It could be paying off some of your debt just to increase it to become more attractive to the respective lenders. The step two is the resources. What resources do you have? So you're able to start implementing, having a good structure, a good foundation for your business venture. And this is where you create like the shopping list of what do you need? Do you need space? Do you need equipment? How about the supplies? Also listing all the estimated costs for the skill development, the staff, the other expenses necessary to open up and run your business. It could be the insurances, the salary, the marketing materials like the business cards, and it'll fall under any of these four areas: the space, the equipment, supplies, the skills. Do you need any certifications so you could continue to grow the business? Or the staff and personnel, do you need to hire a bookkeeper or a part-timer to answer the phones, or more someone for the social media um, um, responsibilities? And the other is any other resources for you to get started, like the taxes, the permits, the licensing, the insurances. Also, if you need a delivery vans, special equipment, this is where we'll put it, like the miscellaneous side. Gabriel, with you, when working with your clients, how do you structure the resource plans with your clients?
It's a teamwork. So I do my part and the client do a part. So what I do is like mostly I give small homework to the client to look for about licensing and requirement, whatever, like, for instance, if somebody come to you and they say they want to open a group home or an ALF, and there are certain requirement, state requirement and local requirement they need to meet. You, like, for instance, they need to have like a 40 hours like uh, uh education class they need to take before they even can register for a BTR with Miami-Dade County and the city where they located. So all of these things is part of the uh, what I call like market research. We share the we share the responsibilities. I do my research, you do yours, we compare them, and at the end, before we even register the business.
Then this is an example of like an estimated startup cost for the 6 months of a business. Like if I want to open up my pencil office supply shop, so the expenses will be falling under these four categories: the expenses, the space, the equipment, the supplies. So costs around 18,000. Any skill and development, it could be certifications, it could be any personal development, professional development per se, will be $1,000. The staff, like it could be the accountant, the bookkeepers, or an office manager, will be 1,200, and the other expenses like the insurance and taxes. So it's going to cost me $21,000 to manage my business for the first 6 months of the year. But then at the same time, this is where we're able to start diving in. How much capital, how much skin in the game are you providing? I'm going to be providing $7,000 of my own cash to fund the business. So how much money do I need to raise if I'm looking for investors, partners, or even present it to the respective lenders? So having a good idea how much capital you would need, instead of I just need $1 million just for this. You have to be attainable, but at the same time have the realistic numbers, not pulling numbers out of thin air. So because the lenders, they want to see the narrative, they want to see the story. And at the same time, what's your equity providing to the table? So because at the end of the day, you're creating a partnership with the lender along with yourself. This is where the resource planning ideas come into play, as interviewing the stakeholders, even your competitors and other business owners for ideas and how you could collaborate together, any ideal location. Make sure that there is a market for that product or service that you're providing. The pros and cons of buying in bulk, even though it's great, but buying too much inventory affects your cash flow, because now you have to move the products as quick as possible. But if you don't have any customers coming in, then you have to sell it at a discounted price. But that's when you're losing some funds. The federal, state, local, and sales taxes, that's what Gabriel was talking about earlier. And also any paying for services like the website design, the hosting, it could be the internet as well. It could be any other services to make sure your business is operational day to day. But always have this in mind. If you haven't done any of the homework beforehand, this is where it creates like the litmus test as to proceed to the next step. So make sure that you're ready to go to the next step. The business plan. I know that we talked earlier, based on everyone's experience. I had some good experiences, some bad experiences, but like I said, don't worry. We're here to guide you through the process and how to have an effective business plan. So you could assist you with the daily operations, have it as a compass of your business goals for the next 3 to 5 years, but also present it to the respective lenders, partners, even to your own team members, so everyone is on the same page where you want to take the business to the next level. It creates a story that makes your idea come alive, convinces others to make a stake in you, invest in you, but most importantly, clearly outlines the business development in financial terms. What is the ingoing, the outgoing of the finances, your break-even point? So it creates that narrative for you. We're gonna have a briefly description and outline of what entails a business plan. It has to have a cover page, the executive summary, the company description, the management and organizational structure, the market research, what products or services you're providing, what are your marketing and sales tactics, but last and most importantly, the financial projections of the business. So to go a little bit more in depth in regards to the cover page, it's the name of your business. If you have a logo, your name, your contact information. So like that's a small introductionary as to who you are that parlays and hedges to the executive summary. This is where it's highlighting the key elements of your business, your company, products and services that you sell, your audience and the ideal customers you like to cater to. But at the same time, what's the future of your business and the industry? Is it growing? Is it decreasing? How is it dictating? With a company description, this is where you're able to highlight the key employees of your business, such as the CEO, the president, the vice president, your mission and vision statement, details of the products or services your business will provide. At the same time, the qualities that make your business a success. And we have consultants that can assist you to develop the mission and vision statement. Also, have a good value proposition of your business, how you're able to stand out, what you're doing that your competitors aren't doing, as that compelling statement, how to stand out in the everlasting evolving marketplace. The management organization, talk more about what the team members bring to the table. It could be the certification. So like, for example, like with Gabriel and I am more the operations. Gabriel could be more the financial point person based on his background or certifications. If you're in the food and beverage industry, it could be that I have all these certifications in the Department of Health. So right here, this is where we're able to highlight the qualifications, the certifications of the respected team members, and talk about the organizational structure. How do they get paid? Who does what? The roles and responsibilities, so that you're able to elaborate more in depth and show that you're covering all the bases of your business. The market research, this is where you'll be talking a little bit more in depth of the target customers for your business, the primary and secondary target markets, the competitive analysis based on the market, understanding what your competitors are doing directly and indirectly. It could be within a 5-mile radius, so we like to capture the audience or potential clients. It could be based on menus, or it could be the pricing structure. What are they doing marketing wise? Is it more billboards? Is it more the traditional going door to door? And then at the same time, what are you doing that they're not doing? So it's a good understanding as to understanding the market landscape, but then what legal requirements are affecting your business and industry. It could be any patents or any data that you have that could solidify your business in the market research tab. Yes, we do have a business plan outlines and templates that we could share. So we'll be emailing everyone the presentation. along with the video recording and also our business planning templates as well. So don't worry, you'll be receiving everything. This is where the products and services. This is where you're able to highlight what are you providing to alleviate the needs and wants of the potential customers. So what benefits of your product or service the advantage has over the competition. This is where it's the value proposition. And then the is it currently in what development stage are you? Are you in the idea phase? Are you prototype already in the established stage? So this is where you're able to provide more skin in the game, the contribution that you have to alleviate those needs in the market. Marketing sales, how do you plan to grow your business? Is it going door to door? I'm going to be stagnant. I'll let the customers come to me. But how are you going to communicate with your customers? Is it going to be snail mail? Is it going to be, social media? Is it going to be canvassing? Is it going to be promoting your product or service on a digital platform? What social media channels? And how will you advertise your product or service? It could be on the radio, billboards. So it all varies based on how you'll be able to reach your customers. Gabriel, with your experience with your clients, that you say, like, I want to start selling my pens or my products. Obviously, you tell them about the market research, but at the same time, you're able to start providing some ideas of how would this come into the marketplace and the competition, correct?
Exactly. One thing is like when you open a business, you need to focus on delivering like an exceptional service. For instance, you need to prioritize quality and customer satisfaction and everything you do. Continuously gather feedback because a lot of people, when they have a business, they always care about negative feedback. Nevertheless, a feedback, you can use a feedback to improve your service, your services. It can help you build strong customer relationship too, and you even personally create a personal experience and excellent customer service. So once you talking about market research, you're talking about that service that you provide. It is very important, like to know exactly your market, constantly research what the market to better understand your audience, your competitors, your trend, and your potential challenges. Identify gaps at the market that your business can address and develop a unique value proposition. So it's always like that.
Thank you, Gabriel. And then with the financial projections, this is where a lot of our clients, from my experience, this is where they lose track based on the numbers not being realistic or too high, too low. But at the same time, this is where it's a starting point. So you could have the numbers come to life, memorize the numbers, have the language with the accountant, with the bookkeeper, with the lenders, partners, to have a clear understanding how your business is going and doing on a day-to-day basis. This is where you're able to highlight the financial obligations that is meeting or not meeting. The end goal is to have a positive cash flow, always be on the black. But then this is where we're able to talk briefly of your P&Ls, the profit and loss projections, the cash flow projections, the projected balance sheet, and the break-even analysis. So I'm going to go a little bit briefly as to each of those four qualities of your financial projections. What are they and how does it entail? The P&Ls, it shows the company's ability to generate a net profit, your bottom line. How much do you generate at the end of the day once you have paid off all your expenses? The cash flow, it displays the operating, the investing, the financial activities, but also detailing the money coming in, going out of your business. So you have a good understanding how are you doing with your cash flow. The projected balance sheets is the estimated resources that your business will need, where they're needed, and how they will be financed. And last but not least, the break-even analysis shows when your business will be able to cover all of its expenses and begin making profit. It could be within 1 year, 2 years, based on you have already creating sufficient sales and making profit in your business. And then at the same time, on the 29th of April, we're going to be having a webinar of managing your cash flow, practical problem solving. So I definitely encourage you to register, participate, because it definitely enhances the conversation. One, to know your numbers, but at the same time, get to have the same language understanding as to what the lenders, the accountants, any financial professional is talking to you like that. You already know what they're talking about. Then obviously everyone needs funds to start their business. So here's some other sources of financial support. It's, bank loan is not the only way to finance a business. You could bootstrap, you could ask for family and friends to help you get started. But at the same time, even an investor is going to be asking to see a business plan or a pitch deck. At the end of the day, if they're going to be investing towards a business, are they going to get a piece of the ownership as a percentage wise? So once again, it could be the angel investors, bootstrapping, crowdsourcing, family and friends, incubators. It could be the state and local and state economic development organizations, CDFIs, to get a small microloan. It could be peer-to-peer lending, the small business loans, and along with venture capital. So there's various forms for you to obtain capital, but no two businesses, no two industries, no two stages of the businesses are the same. So it's definitely best suited to meet with one of our consultants, and we'll be able to guide you which one is the best route for your pursuit for financial needs. Then I know Gabriel briefly mentioned the action plan and the SMART goals. So this is where you have to start being strategic. At the end of the day, customers come and go. Vendors increase their prices, new challenges come up all the time. Expect the unexpected. That's why I put like a boat because one of the key advantages of being a small business is that you're able to pivot and you're able to turn around in a canal versus a cruise ship as a big business. So you're able to go and have a strong foothold based on what the market is dictating. So you're able to alleviate those needs and have a good positioning in that marketplace. So always strategize, have an action plan, helps you focus on those top priority goals that you want to accomplish. At the same time, you're able to delegate some of the other low priority goals as a long-term goal, as an example. Always plan for the future, plan for the changes. This will help you by planning. You're able to minimize the risk, and creating an action plan will definitely help you stay strategic as well. So I know Gabriel mentioned it, the SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. The specific is state the goal precisely. In the measurable, it's when is the goal going to be completed? Attainable, what resources is needed to complete that goal? Relevant, is the goal applicable to your business? Last but not least, time-based, when is the completion date or the time frame? So having these goals already applied towards your vision of what you want to accomplish will have a good attainable action plan. So perfect example, it's I want to increase customers by 500 within 3 months. That's a SMART goal. Just like our goal, our SMART goal, for example, for BizCap is we want to work with 1,000 businesses, training or consulting in 1 year. That's our SMART goal. How do we need to do it? By training and consulting. So this one is not so SMART goal. It's get more customers. That's very vague because it doesn't specify. It's not specific. It's not measurable, and there's no deadline or timeline. Another one is get 100% more customers. Might not be attainable or realistic. So you have to be realistic and conservative to get that traction, to get the ball rolling, to achieve those goals. Gabriel, with you, what are some other small goals or questions that you provide with your clients? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yes, you have to stay alert and be adaptive to the market, to the changes and stuff like that. Remember, before COVID, nobody will expect like the market, everything will change. Right now, everybody's like, you have Zoom meeting and you even have like consultation, your virtual consultation. So everything changed. So that's why when you have a business, you have to stay alert and adaptive, be prepared to adapt to changes and circumstances. You got to monitor industry trend, customer behavior, and competitive threat, and adjust your strategy accordingly to foster a flexible and resilient within your organization. So you cannot have like a smart goal without reviewing your goal all the time because within your demographic might change anytime and you got to make sure that you are alert and you adapt to that change. There are many other change that can happen. Customer can move your niche. You might lose customer. Might be like you might your customer might be customers might be increased or decreased. So you need to stay, like I said, it's imperative that you stay alert and be adaptive to the market change.
Hero. And then, like you could have various action plan templates, smart goals. I'm sorry, you could have various smart goals, but this action plan template you're able to plug and play. So like that, it creates like your vision board. It'll consist of your smart goals, that the task that you need to do. What's the success criteria? What's the time frame? And the resources that's needed to accomplish these goals. So, for example, in this case, I want to achieve a customer count of 500 within 3 months. So, what do you got to do? How are you going to market it? Advertise in a business journal, increase social media outreach, identify effective marketing opportunities. Then the success criteria would be what are some metrics that I want to hit X amount of customers in 1 month, second and third month. So you could have a 500 count, but what's the time frame? So in this case, this was a June SMART goal action plan. But how much are you going to be spending? What are the resources? You're going to be spending $300 on flyers, on common areas, coffee shops, and also website upgrade as well. So you're able to have accomplishing those tasks at hand. So you're able to have multiple SMART goals, but having an action plan template becomes, at the end of the day, your vision board, have everything as a one pager, and it's easy to read, and you're able to cross them off as if it's attainable, realistic, measurable, and has a good time frame for that. This is where sometimes we always emphasize to our clients, always plan. If you're not planning, you're winging it, and then you're wasting more money, time, and energy. So the benefits of planning is know where you're at and where you're going. Having that roadmap for your success, it saves the time. Always ask great questions. Measure the progress on those tangible goals and focus on finances. Because at the end of the day, this is your money. So we don't want you to be spending money on areas that it's not a good return on investment. But then if you're not planning, you're wasting time, you're wasting money, you burn out. Also, it could be missed opportunities if you don't delegate. But at the same time, it will be confusing your investors. And at the same time, it is you have a hard time to quantifying that success in practical business terms. So not knowing your numbers, but at the same time, it's you don't have the full keys to success to succeed. And then overall, the full recap, there's more than one way to plan, just like there's multiple routes to go from point A to point B. It could be walking, it could be crawling, it could be flying, swimming, running, but no two businesses, no two industries are the same. Same as there's not only one path for you to be successful. The planning process helps you refine those ideas, prevent those errors. So it helps you minimize those risks. That's what we talked about earlier. Plans need to change as your business changes. Always listen to the customers so that you're able to pivot and and at the same time have a good stronghold of the marketplace. Write a business plan. That's a very key point. That should be actually number one. Write a business plan so that creates that more compass how you want to take your business from one phase to the next to the other as you're envisioning your business for the next 3 to 5 years. Engage with your key stakeholders in the process, your customers, your lenders, your partners, so that based on their input, you're able to have a good understanding of that marketplace and the growth of your business. But even when you get the investments you need to plan strategically to ensure a healthy business. So you're growing the business based on the investments, having a positive cash flow, so that you're able to one, double the sales, double the clients, and perhaps you might expand to different markets as well. Gabriel, do you have any additional points that you'd like to elaborate? You're on mute.
There is not an exact formula about how to run your business, how to plan your business. Is gonna be up to the entrepreneur. You guys need to remember that as an entrepreneur by definition is somebody that take a risk, right? And once you take a risk, but the good thing about it, before BizGap or before a lot of people spend a lot of money on, consultant that help them, alleviate those risks. But we at BizGap, we're here for you. We're not gonna tell you that when you work with us, you're not gonna take any risk. Of course, you're gonna take risks, but we will work with you to alleviate those risks. So take your time. When you're gonna open a business, first of all, you need to know your market, define your vision, develop a solid business plan, and you need to deliver an exceptional service because it might not be you, it might not be you, that might not be the only business that offer the same service. So that's why you need to deliver exceptional service. You have to focus on innovation because the market change all the time, and maintain a strong brand, prioritize sustainability, and stay alert about changes in the market. Once you got all of these things, that will help you out a lot in planning a healthy business.
You. And then if you have any questions, strongly encourage you to put them in the chat or in the Q&A. And like that, I'll be able to respond to them or ask Gabriel those questions on your behalf. Also, this is a recorded webinar, so all participants will be receiving today's presentation. Strongly encourage you to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, as we have a plethora of recorded webinars that could definitely enhance the conversation with our business consultants. Definitely encourage you to visit our website, which is bizgap.miami, as we have upcoming events that could definitely provide you those tools for you to be successful as well. But at the same time, there is various workshops that we're having for the next week. Like I said, April 29th, we're having a managing cash flow webinar. This definitely is like a part 2 conversation. But also on the 26th, which is this Friday, we're having a resource fair at the Coral Gables Library. This is where we're able to meet with other business partners, organizations from the community on one place. So definitely encourage you to participate, attend. You'll be able to meet those one-on-one organizations, get to know them, what resources, information they have to offer for your business. And once again, it's from 10 to 1 at the Coral Gables Library. And then if anyone is looking to start the business, we also have a Start Right webinar on this Thursday at 11 a.m. for and it's the key components of what you will need: the financing, the planning, the launching, and also the idea phase as well. So we have multiple workshops that will be able to enhance and carry on the conversation by working with our consultants, but also the additional tools for you to succeed as well. So if there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. And then right here, we have the QR code. Be more happy to scan it if you'd like to meet with Gabriel, with any of our team members on how we can address your business needs as well. So if there's any questions, concerns, you could send us an email. My colleague Ian put my email address and also his email address, and we'll be more happy to assist you with any way we can. Okay. Perfect. Yep. Awesome. Javier, I'll see you on Friday. Okay. No problem. Thank you for attending. So once again, I want to thank Gabriel for being the co-host. But at the same time, I want to thank everyone that that is present today's webinar, and we're looking forward to assisting you to address those business needs and also giving you the growth for your business venture. And also Kelly, Azrael, and Ian, thank you so much for being in chat, and looking forward to seeing you on Friday from the looks of it. Take care, everyone, and have a good afternoon.